Good afternoon here in Idaho Falls. It's 2 o'clock p.m. I know it is, I think, 9 o'clock p.m. over in the UK. I believe that's the time. 9 o'clock p.m. over in the UK. So I want to introduce my good friend Chris, but we have to give him a chance to hop on. And as we're waiting for Chris and as I'm waiting for you guys to hop on, I want you guys to comment below with where you are watching this video from. So I'm inviting Chris onto this video with us right now, and then I'll give him a proper introduction. But after hopping onto this video, below with where you are watching this video from, because we want to know who you are, we want to know where you're watching from. And as we go through this conversation, this interview I'm going to have with my friend Chris, feel free to ask questions. Now, one of the things sometimes about Facebook Live is sometimes the questions don't come up at real time. So if they don't come up at real time, just know that we will go back afterwards after this video is done, and we will answer those questions. So looks like Chris is on here. What's up, buddy?
All right.
Good to see you. So we'll kick this off right away. This is my good friend Chris. First and foremost, I'll introduce who I am, introduce who Chris is. I am Scotty Hobbs. I've been with Team Beachbody for close to 7 years, helping people with their health and fitness transformation. And this year has been one of the funnest years of my journey, and this is my shout out to Chris, I guess you could say. One of the most rewarding and fun parts of my journey has been seeing Chris transform his life, seeing what's been happening in his life. And because it's brought me so much joy in my work, I wanted to share that with you guys. And I think one of the most important things about this is a lot of times people think that you can't inspire somebody unless you're at your end goal or your goal body, or sometimes you see these infomercials, before after pictures, and these ripped, shredded people, and you're like, you don't feel like you can inspire someone until you're that point. But Chris is inspiring a lot of people, including myself. So that's Chris. I'm just gonna briefly mention, like in the title of this video, you can see how much weight he's lost. He's lost 37 pounds so far in the past 3 months. So it's absolutely incredible, Chris. So I just want to ask you a couple questions. We're just going to kind of be raw, share your heart. I might ask you some questions off, but that's what this is about. So, Chris, tell me a little bit about, you've been in our health and fitness group for about 3 months, our fitness accountability group. What was your life like before you entered this group? What did life look like?
I was getting pretty sick. I felt like fat person sick, if that makes any sense to you. My joints had started to hurt. It was getting embarrassing to be out with my kids, out with my family. I think I started to look and act and just generally be like really beaten down by my physical ailments. Yeah, it was a real tipping point I was at. Not feeling good. I was probably like on the edge of like something serious happening. The doctors were telling me, you're pre-diabetic. You've got things wrong with your blood pressure. If you're not careful, that who knows when something could happen. That's where I was at when I met you.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. I think a lot of people that are watching this video might be thinking, maybe they felt like you feel right now, or starting to get to that point, or they know somebody in their life, like maybe their mother or a sibling is feeling in that place that you are at. Is there a history of obesity or of weight issues or health issues in your family?
Yeah, there is. Very, very serious one, in fact. When I was 13, I turned 36 pretty soon, but when I was 13, my mother passed away. She was severely, severely obese. I mean, I think we were talking something in the region of 42 stone. I don't know what that is in pounds, but it's 14 pounds to a stone, so a serious amount of weight. She had weight loss surgery, and back then it was like a really risky proposition. And I got a phone call on Christmas Day because I wasn't living with her, and I was told she'd slipped into a coma. And January 2nd, she passed away. She was 33. So very young, very overweight. And there's weight-related issues in my family as well. Like my grandfather had a whole lot of heart conditions with weight-related issues. And these were the people who were like close to me, you know. So that imprint, that experience sort of was like a really heavy metaphorical backpack in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had to carry that your life, knowing that and experiencing that. I couldn't imagine losing my mother at the age of 13. And you said she was 33 years old. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So how they
that's
were,
what hit home for me too, because that's what hit home especially because it got me thinking that, you know, these warnings from the doctor were coming to me not long after my mum passed away, and I thought, wow, I can't let this happen again because I've got a wife and I've got kids I want to see grow up and I want to have a long, happy life with my family. And sorry,
oh, you're good.
I don't want to have them feel how I felt. Sorry,
Yeah.
got a bit shaky then.
We don't want that. We don't want that either, Chris. And that's why we're here. That's why this whole group that we have is here for you, because we know that healthy life is out there for you and your family and your kids. Now you're my age. What's your age?
I'm 36 on Sunday.
36 on, well, happy birthday on Sunday, Chris.
Hey.
And you were going to say, go ahead, share with us what you were about to share.
Yeah, I probably tried like a few diets along the way and crashed weight off and crashed weight back on again. Never, you know, my willpower wasn't there or mentally I wasn't there. And, you know, I'm sure that we've all got some experience with a bit of a yo-yo diet. But when I met you and when I was introduced to the accountability group, that's absolutely categorically what made the difference. It was being part of a group with no judgment, like-minded people just wanting to better themselves, progress in life, have a healthier life. You know, not everyone's got the same story as me, but you know, there's a lot of people that want to be healthier, and it was sharing stories, sharing life. You know, there was no judgment, just love and encouragement, and you guys have always been there. That's why the 37 pounds over the last 3 months that I've dropped off, it hasn't felt like dieting. It's felt like my lifestyle has switched, it's changed, and I think that a lot of people will tell you like beforehand when I was getting sick and getting bigger and fatter and more miserable, I think I was a pretty angry person. I think, you know, I would very easily spout off about politics or about this person and that person, and just very judgmental, very angry, very sad. But I think people have noticed, like in the last few months, and it is entirely to do with being part of this group and doing these workouts and sharing life with you guys. The person I'm describing to you and to the people who are in the group probably it sounds like not the person that you know your interaction has been with. Like if I describe just how angry or just how frustrated, and you know, it probably doesn't sound like the Chris you know, and that's because I mean this with all due kind of reverence. I mean, I'm a Christian, so when I say this, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. This feels a little bit like being born again. It feels a little bit like that rebirth you get when you give your life over to becoming a Christian. A shift has changed. A shift has changed. It feels like a complete 180, and I'm traveling like in the other direction. Yeah, it's 37 pounds, and I've got like quite a ways to go. But there's so much hope now that I can't. It's made such a difference. There's so much hope. Like I can imagine the future now with my kids down the line, like giving my daughters away and crying my eyes out in the, you know, I can imagine like all those things, grandchildren now, where you know, like a few months ago, and people that know me, that I'm not given to like hyperbole or any of these things for saying them for saying sake or trying to impress whoever it is that watching. This is real. This is my life. I mean, my wife knows, who's I think watching, you know, in one of the other rooms. This is real. There's a change happening. I think I'm a much nicer guy to be around. I think I'm a lot more optimistic. I'm a lot more cheerful. I'm enjoying sewing into other people and encouraging other people. Uh, it's your example. You've helped me so much, and the guys in the group have helped me so much, and even the people that I'm speaking to now, because I'm concentrating on like sewing out into them and encouraging them. It's a magnificent cycle, you know. I'm so happy to be a part of it. I said to Frosso before the call started, I'm so nervous. I'm not nervous. I don't think I'm used to or remember being this excited since like before the birth of my children, or you know, just before getting married. I'm properly excited about what's happening in my life. It feels great. It genuinely does. And to be honest, I know that there's possibly like skeptics and stuff. Uh, with the greatest of respects, I don't care, because my life is changing round, and I feel like someone that's stepping like out of the grave, and I'm just heading to like a new great life. Like, that's how I feel. Well, that's the truth of it. I mean, I don't mean that's how I feel. That's what's happened. That's the truth of it. You guys have helped me around the beach body programs that I'm doing, like T25 and Quarter Force. They're just routine now, and that's helped me. Like I say, the shift has happened. Sorry, I know I'm going. I could go on for ages. I could. I'm just excited.
I like it. I like had the list of questions for you to answer, and you're just answering them without me even asking. And I love that because it's coming naturally from you, because of how your life's changing. And you give a lot of credit to me and to the group, but I want to give the credit back to you, because you are literally the first person that did a live video, like, you know, at 300 and what was the exact weight you started at?
78.
At 378 pounds, you did your first workout and put a live video, got live in with Facebook Live inside of our group, and just shared how you felt, doing that extremely hard workout at 378 pounds your first day. And I think that gave a lot of people inside of the group to open up and share what they're doing as well. So you deserve a lot of credit for what's happening with, I have a list right here. 6 people in our group completed a program this week alone inside of that group, like start to finish. And I think a lot of that credit, I mean, they did the work just like you did the work in your transformation, but you being brave enough to get on video and share with other people inspired the
Well,
rest of us.
I just want to share why I did it. I mean, I admit that most people maybe are not at this mindset, are not coming from where I'm coming from. I I had to go all in. You know, it was at the poker table in life. I was just like, "There's my chips. I'm invested in this now." And I think if you give yourself to it, to committing to, you know, improving your life, or changing your life, even like to go to like an extreme of it, to change your life like I am. If you go all in, if you invest in yourself, then I'm proof, I believe, that it works, because I viewed myself as being like one of the extremes. You know, you see videos of people that have transformations, like that's where I viewed myself to be. And sometimes when you're really down on yourself, and when you're really sort of low, you think you're the worst. And I think if I can come back from that point of view, weight wise and emotionally, anyone can do it. I believe that if you decide to, and invest in it, I believe it 100%.
I believe that as well. I've always heard that it comes down to one decision, and it sounds like you've made that decision. The decision to change your life comes with just one simple decision of actually making the decision, and then it's managing that choice every single day. And I love that. I love the community aspect of we don't have to manage that decision alone. Like we have the help of other
No.
people. So like I can clearly see how your life is transformed. The words that come into my mind as I hear you speak are hope, like for a new
Yeah.
future, for your health, being at your goal weight and living a healthy, fulfilling life. But what that will mean to your daughters, to your two daughters, to your wife, to you're already talking about your grandchildren and how their life is going to be transformed by this decision you're making. So I can see how your life is transformed. I can see the emotion behind what you share. So my question to you, we've kind of heard some of this, is actually before I ask this question, you talked about kind of like relating a spiritual rebirth to this is like a rebirth you're having with your fitness journey, where it's like this new life you're coming up. Now I notice, I watch all your pictures, everything you talk about on social media. You talk about this hashtag Team 2Coins. Can you
Oh
explain to
yeah.
us what that means? Can you explain to us what that
You
means
know,
for those that
I
might be
yeah,
following?
I actually had this in my heart, and I'm not trying to like overboard it or anything. I had that in my heart for like a while before I started any transformation. I felt like I was going to use it at some point. Like I think a couple of years ago, I tried to do like a positive tweet a day, and two coins was the hashtag. It's basically the widow's offering, where lots of people come into the temple and they're giving like large amounts of money, uh, but they're giving that out of like a surplus stuff they maybe don't need. They can just give hundreds and hundreds of pounds, say, uh, and and that's what they're doing. But then the widow comes along and drops 2 coins in the basket, and Jesus said, I tell you that she gave more than all those other people, um, because she gave everything. Those 2 coins were all she had, and that's kind of like the ethos and the thought behind how I approach things now, which is bringing your 2 coins. So I might not be able to attack a workout the same way you can, or anyone else that watches this, but it's not about matching you or matching anyone else or comparing yourself to anyone else. It's bringing your 2 coins. It's giving all you've got to give. And if all I've got to give is 2 coins, then that's everything. That's 100%. If you gave 2 coins, but you've got 100, I don't know. I'm no good with numbers, but that's essentially like what it is. So everyone can bring their 2 coins. The amount, like we do challenge groups and stuff. So the time you hold an exercise or the amount you do, it's not. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. If you've done your best, that's 2 coins. That's the widow's offering. That's what we're about. Yeah. So
I love that. So that's the culture. Chris is looking forward to becoming a Team Beachbody coach as well when UK officially launches, and that's going to be his team. And the culture he wants to create is a group of people that are willing to give everything they have, pour in everything they have to change their lives and to pour into other people. Makes me think about doing a week of hard labor right now, emptying your bucket. It's what it makes me think about, like giving everything that you have. And so, Chris, I love that. I think it leads into the last question I want to ask you. So why do you want to, like we can clearly see why you want to do this for your own health, and get to your goal weight and be healthy for your kids and for your wife, as you shared before. But on top of that, why else do you want to continue this journey, this path that you're on? That this isn't some yo-yo thing like you saw in the past.
yeah,
What makes you want to continue?
um,
Why are you doing this?
I think the best answer is, if I relate it back to when I met my wife. Uh, I always used to know, like I used to ask, how do you know when you've met the one? And the infuriating answer I always used to get was, you just know. But when I met her, I did know, and it is the right answer. And I just wanted to tell everyone. I was telling everyone, and I was so excited to meet her. And it was just I just wanted to tell everyone I was in love, and I wanted to tell everyone. Um, it's not exactly comparable because my wife is the ultimate. You know, but it's sort of similar because Beachbody and the workhouse and the community has had such an impact on my life, has engineered such a change. Not a diet, not a fad, but like a fundamental change, has such a fundamental impact. From the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks, and I to I have to. I have to tell people about it because it's had such an impact on me. I can't keep it down. I can't not talk about it. It's almost like Beachbody Tourette's. It's like Beachbody Tourette's. I've got like Beachbody tics or something. I've got to share it. I've got to tell people. I've got to show people the change. I've got to reach out to people that might want to change but don't know how to, or are scared, or because I think if people see where I've come from and see how I've got to where I've got, people can go, yeah, like I can make that change, whatever it is the change they want to be. I mean, not everyone's going to be losing as much as I'm losing, but we've each got our own battles. We've each, got our two coins to bring, and it's all different. But I just want to tell people I don't want anyone to miss out. I don't want anyone to lose out because I spent years not being married and being a bit lonely and being a bit sad. I spent years being overweight and unhappy, fundamentally like unhappy regarding physical shape. So if there is people out there, then I don't want them to suffer for like a second longer. I want to get them into groups and get them with people, and so they're not alone. So that even if they do fail or they do trip up, we can just catch them and encourage them on. And if anyone's listening to you don't need to go like a second further, being alone or being suffering or anything like that. I can't help it. Sorry, that's why I want to. I don't want anyone to suffer like a second longer than they have to. Uh, that's the truth. These aren't engineered answers. I'm sort of rambling on a little bit just because I'm excited. It's not scripted in the slightest. I don't think you can script this amount of blah 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 blah. It's genuine like enthusiasm, and I just want to share it.
Awesome. I was just gonna but you answered it. I was just gonna ask you, to the person out here that watches this video, that happens upon this video, that is, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds overweight, what's one piece of advice that you would give them for us to close this out? And you can repeat.
Okay. Yeah. One good decision at a time. If you look way down the line, it can seem too far, or if you look at the mountain, it can seem too big. But if you look straight down at your feet and just say, right, I'm going to take a step. I'm going to take another step. Pretty soon you'll have made a significant amount of the journey forward. That's what I do. Initially, it was, am I having this chocolate bar? No. Right, good decision. There's one step. Am I going to press play, do a workout? Yes, I'm going to do a workout. Just concentrate on like the little steps, and then maybe like a month down the line, the steps will be bigger. You'll start to stride. Like, I don't know, Usain Bolt in a race, like his first few steps are smaller ones, but then you pick up and then you start to stride. Concentrate on those few little steps, one good decision at a time, one good day at a time. You'll be down the road before you know it.
I love
3 months down the line, 37 pound down.
Yeah, and Chris, just to end this out, I just want to say thank you for sharing your time with us today. And for everybody, I know your time is valuable. For those of you that stayed on and watched this video live with us, we appreciate you. If you know that this can inspire somebody, share this journey with them. A plug for Chris, he'll comment below on this thread. I never saw any comments on here during the live video, but I'm sure there are some. He'll comment on there. You can find him on Facebook on there. Follow his journey, encourage him on the journey. And just like Chris said before, we don't want any of you to go another minute feeling alone or scared in not just in your health and fitness journey, but in life in general. And know that we have a family for you. We want to help you and encourage you. And Chris, I just feel so much, and it may sound cheesy, one man to another man saying this, but I feel so much joy in my work, being able to see you do what you're doing and see you make an impact on people, and more importantly on your own life, and to see that light come into you again is absolutely awesome. So thank you guys for watching. This video will stay up on my page once it ends, and I hope you guys have an incredible day. If you like this video, let me know. We'll do some more interviews with other challengers in the groups. Just let us know what you guys want, because I'm here to help serve you guys and help give you guys the inspiration and the tips and tools to change your life. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.